What's up? Namaste. What's going on, people? I hope the week was good for you all. And before I even begin, don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe button, especially when I upload new content to the channel. You don't want to miss it. So what's going on? Lots going on. Jeez. Don't mind me, I'm looking at something that I just saw. It's like, hey Tosh, hey Caribbean Grimoire. What's going on? The missus is not here. She did not believe me when I said that it was already requested by a few people that she come back. She's not here though. She has some other business to attend to. But I did have an idea, or rather somebody implanted this idea that maybe she could come back maybe once a month for maybe a Q&A session. If y'all would, agree to that. I'm still trying to work that out and finalize it. I'm not sure just yet. We shall see, but I got very good feedback about her being on the channel. What's going on, Kenya? Okay. Y'all in here. A gatekeeper ritual? Was checking out a gatekeeper ritual. For which system are we talking about when you say a gatekeeper ritual? More Soul Knowledge TV, what's going on? Welcome. How's everybody's day going? The bipolar Texas weather is happening again. We were 80 degrees yesterday. Now today, it is in the 40s. So, and with the wind blowing the way it is, it's really cold outside. So you need a jacket on. And some boots. It's cold. A lot is going on. I hope y'all are paying attention. I hope y'all paying attention, and I hope y'all paying attention. A lot is going on. People inbox me daily with news you're not really going to hear anywhere else. I have that many, let's call them truth seekers in my circle. And apparently there's a few toxic, hazardous chemicals being spilt in a few places. Texas being one of them, as well as, I think, Ohio. It was always going down from 3 years ago. It was always going down, y'all. That's why I kept saying, pay attention, grow your own food if you can, prepare, stock up. The things that they're doing is going to affect the future. It's not just like a one-time thing. They think years ahead. You know what I mean? You have questions, Tosh? Chicago weather forecast. I got snow. Damn. The demonic kings. What's going on? I meant to say Papa Ken. What's going on? Non-demonic kings is Caribbean Grimoire. Chicago, I feel sorry for y'all. For real. I know it's cold there. Peace, Konami. You had a download about, okay. So everybody's on the same page so far, right? Check this out. I just so happened to go to Instagram today. All right. And um, this is partly part of what I wanted to address today. Okay. Take a look at this clip. I'm gonna share the sound.
People are selective in their outrage and selective in their persecution of people based on their past. Many people that are alive today who are black, they don't have to go back to slavery. They can go back 3 weeks ago, and they have family members out here terrorizing the city. Should you be penalized from people that carry your family name that have been drug dealers, that have murdered people, that have done a lot of heinous things and crimes against people, raping people? Should you be held accountable to your family legacy? You want to go back 200 years ago and blame a white man. What about your family last month? I have family members doing time in prison. Should I be held accountable for the devastation that people that are associated with me, that share a bloodline with me, the things that they've done? Oh, you don't want to go there, huh? You want to skip over your dirty deeds and your family's negative history within the last few decades. And you want to go all the way back 100 plus years to find yourself falling somewhere in slavery where you don't even know how to navigate.
Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
Crazy to me that...
All right. That's what I wanted to share. Okay, so his name is Officer Tatum. I think he's a former police officer. I do follow him on Instagram, and he sometimes has some excellent points. This point, I kind of get what he's saying, but my point is Ben Shapiro, the Caucasian man who showed up. If you listen to what he said the single motherhood rate in the black community, the so-called black community, shot up from 20% to 70%. And we know that there are external factors contributing to that. We do know this, okay? 20% to 70% is a high ass number, right? But at what point do we hold melanated people accountable for all this shit? We know that there's external factors. We know this, all right? But how much are we contributing to our own demise? All right. Why did high ass jump from single motherhood from 20 to 70? Okay, let's look at it. I might hurt some feelings by saying this, but black women, so-called black women, are the single most supportive of gay men. That is a statistical fact, okay? As a statistical fact. All right. Let's take a look at another fact. The fact that melanated women don't want to hear anything from melanated men. This is also a fact. Okay. The missus said something briefly the other day. If you were paying attention, she said as something as simple as opening a door. I've experienced this myself, where a sister will give me a dirty look, or won't say or ignore me completely. You know what I mean? But I'm like, all these issues that's going on in the so-called black community, at what point do we hold each other accountable for everything that's going on? These children out here, they look up to people like Glorilla, okay? All these female rappers, all they talk about are their vaginas. That's all they talk about. I've never seen this in my life, okay? Everywhere you turn, the young people are being influenced by these rappers and these entertainers, okay? Who is checking to see what they're watching, all right? Who's monitoring them, okay? Now, you may not agree with me. These are just my own viewpoints, all right? I'm not putting the blame just on black women or so-called black women. I hate that term. Why are we still calling ourselves black when that's dead in the eyes of the law? And I don't understand people who have followings and claim to be so deep in knowledge, still calling people black and white. These are colors. That's it. They're colors. All right. They have nothing to do with nationalities. Okay. Again, this is my own personal opinions. I thought that this was very significant to point out, from 20% to 70%. Okay. Just wanted to get that out there first and foremost. 72 out in Atlanta. That's nice. 76 in Virginia. Damn. They hate Ben Shapiro. Yes, they do. They hate him with a passion. They hate him. Okay. But when are we going to stop being afraid of each other? All right. I'm going to tell you something else. With all the experiences at my age that I've gone through since I was younger till now, I should hate Black people. I should hate Black people in the workplace, in the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Online. Why do I say that? I say that because at every turn, somebody has done me wrong, or that you expect someone else to do. That we are our own worst enemies. That has never been true more than now. Okay? Every time, when I was in the corporate environment, every single time I had an issue in the workplace, it was not a Caucasian person. Never. It has never been once. I take that back. One time. But all of my issues in the workplace, and I was in the supervisory position most of the time that I was in the corporate environment. It has always been someone who has backstabbed me. Okay? Always. How were the Moors able to be overtaken? Could it be, did they have an agreement? Did they have an agreement? Or did they just bow down and let people take over the land? That's something for you to research. I know the answers, and I'm not giving it to you. Okay? Again, my own opinions. I'm entitled to them. Yes, good points. Both Tosh and Papa Ken. We should have listened to C. Dolores Tucker back in the early 90s when she said rap was a problem. Now it's too late. You can't stop an avalanche. She is absolutely correct. C. Dolores Tucker went on a campaign to stop women being called bitches and hoes and subjective to just constant sexual exposure. You know what I mean? Papa Ken says us, it's always been. Absolutely. Do you think it has to do with the rise and fall of civilizations with zodiac precession? No, I do not think that. No. Papa Ken just said it perfectly. It's us. It's always been. You know, Azazel Bey, when he said this to me, I really put some thought into it. When he said, your soul tribe, your tribe is not who looks like you. That is so evident now. It is not who looks like you. Okay. I've been in the workplace when I was a very long time. And every single time, it has been a Black person who's backstabbed me. Every single time. Most times, it has been a Black woman. Most times. I bullshit you not. I'm not saying that to make a point. You know, last two times, it was women I was trying to help. I was actually trying to use my position to help them. And they turned right around and backstabbed the shit out of me. You know what I mean? It's us. It has always been us. Okay? We think that everybody who looks like us or shares skin tones are our responsibility. No, it's people who share the same vibration as you do. Okay? Now, I know that may sound funny, being that Asians stick together Puerto Ricans stick together, Mexicans stick together, Muslims stick together. Okay, I get that, but we are not all from the same tribes. It is what it is. We are not from the same tribes just because we have a dark skin complexion. We're not from the same tribes. And I believe that is the problem. We all think we are one. That's not the case. You won't see Chinese mixed in with Japanese. You don't see that. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. You won't see traditional Muslims mixed with sheiks. You're not going to see that. See what I mean? We think that all Black people are the same. That is our problem. I said what I said. The Moors fall. No, we have done worse. There's no point in the histories since the Africans met the Asiatic Europeans that Black people have not sabotaged ourselves. In the book Stolen Legacies, the Greeks told the story. She is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. There has been no point in time, none. You can go back further than the Sumerians, where we have not sabotaged ourselves. She is absolutely correct. Okay. I did not mean for this to become a history debate or just down on Black people. That's not what I meant for this to be. Yeah, I just felt like I needed to start. That was on my mind heavy today, you know, and I felt like speaking on it. After I saw that clip, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. It is not, you're not being like a hypocrite or a betrayer of your race. What's your race? The Negro is not a race. Okay. What tribe do you belong to? Okay. Seriously. I'm seriously asking this question. What tribe do you belong to? Okay. Black people is not a race. It's not a nationality. Okay. Where do you belong? Where do your roots come from? Where's your origin story? I stand firm in my beliefs on this one. Namaste, Katrina. Namaste. Okay. Thanks, Tosh, for bringing up that point. Stolen Legacy. I read that book a long time ago. I think when I was in my Nation of Islam phase is when I read that particular book, as well as African People and European Holidays, A Mental Genocide. It's an excellent book too. Excellent. So now that I got that out the way, how y'all doing? What I was telling Tosh earlier, I'm considering doing a once a month thing, bringing the missus back here, okay, for question and answers. Maybe some couples or some singles. We've both been single too, you know, before we reunited, you know, still working that out. Okay. Poetry night on Clubhouse was the bomb last night. If you missed it, I think Kunami put some clips of it on Instagram. Yes, it had to be said. It really had to be said. You know, I'm at a certain age now. I'm not old, not at all. But I'm at a certain age where I've experienced a lot. I can go back to the age of 6 as far as my memories go. You know what I mean? I'm a certain age now. So I can speak on this from experience. Okay. When I was growing up, I was mocked. I was mocked. I thought I was white because I taught with intelligence. You're trying to be white. This come from Black people. Okay. These come from Black people. All right. I was mocked because I didn't want to fuck every little girl in the neighborhood. I mean, when we were young, we were going around trying to fuck little girls. I mean, they were our age, but, you know, 10, 11 years old, you know, trying to have sex. Like Papa Ken said, it had to be said. Somebody has to be bold enough to say these truths. These are truths, if you think about it. If you're offended by anything that I said today, ask yourself why you're offended by what I said. Ask yourself, what possible thing could he have said that actually offended me? Did he say a lie? Or did it just hurt my feelings? Okay. Did it just hurt my feelings? All right. I have found that most of the people who support me, is half and half, are melanated people, but there are a lot of people who are non-melanated, who are actually other races, who support me the best, I would say. I'll say this, Black people want shit for free. For free. People are still trying to get stuff for free. They feel like, oh, I'm a Black person, so you should give this to me for free. Nobody says that, but that's what their actions say. Why are other races finding value in magic? Why? They say honestly, they don't mind spending money for this kind of work, spiritual work. It's the Black people who always want discounts. They always want discounts or want to hook up. It is what it is. I'm not lying about any of this. I know other small business owners who go through the exact same thing. We can't all be conspiring to say a lie, right? Yes, I was going to ask you to, but I thought that was a little much. No, not much. Peace and blessings, elegant granny. Call and get that all the time. Still, people look at me kind of funny. Still, just because of the way I talk. I am not going to dumb myself down. I used to think something was wrong with me. Just because I like nature. I like butterflies and lightning bugs when I was little. You know, I believed in treating little girls with respect and not just trying to fuck them. You know, most of the, damn, did you fuck her? I mean, we were 10, 11 years old talking like this. You know, where did that come from in our communities? Where did it come from? I can't count the amount of times when I was single that women would go elsewhere because I wanted to be respectful to them. They would go elsewhere. That was not what they wanted. This is a fact, y'all. I am not just giving my opinion here. I'm not the only one who said any of this. Or I should say, all that I've said, I'm not the only one who said it. Okay? People may have worded it differently, but the message is the same. When do we hold us accountable? Like, how is that a jump from 20% single motherhood, 20% to 70%? You know what I mean? 20% to 70%. That is insane that we don't value family anymore. Why is that? Okay, why are women trying to be men all of a sudden? Not all of a sudden. Why are women trying to be men? I am a Virgo. I have a blunt way of speaking. I'm not going to stop. I don't apologize for if anything I'm saying is hurting your feelings or offending you, ask yourself why you're getting offended by anything I'm saying. Obviously, I have some experience where I can speak on it. Poverty mindsets. There you go. I like that, Christopher. Absolutely. Peace, faith, peace, peace, peace. Peace, Moon Feather. Peace, Konami. I think I spoke to you already. For free. This is why we don't respect resources and the hard work that goes into procuring and maintaining it. This mindset shows up in the continent of Africa. Absolutely. Somewhere in the 80s is where I noticed the breakdown in the integrity of my people the most. No respect of anyone's choice, their boundaries, let alone have respect for themselves. All right. And then Tosh said, when you have been treated like a whore from age 3, it hurts to be treated like a lady. Damn, powerful statement right there. You know, some women just can't take the gentleman treatment anymore. Bravo fucking oh. Say it, Tosh. Say it. Did y'all read what she said? This was just on my mind. And for those of you who are coming in again, and I think it was Moon Feather who showed me this clip. And I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, wow, this is something I can talk about. Let's see it again.
Racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
Crazy to me that people are selective in their outrage and selective in their persecution of people based on their past. Many people that are alive today who are black, they don't have to go back to slavery. They can go back 3 weeks ago, and they have family members out here terrorizing the city. Should you be penalized from people that carry your family name that have been drug dealers, that have murdered people, that have done a lot of heinous things and crimes against people, raping people? Should you be held accountable to your family legacy? You want to go back 200 years ago and blame a white man. What about your family last month? I have family members doing time in prison. Should I be held accountable for the devastation that people that are associated with me, that share a bloodline with me, the things that they've done? Oh, you don't want to go there, huh? You want to skip over your dirty deeds and your family's negative history within the last few decades. And you want to go all the way back 100+ years to find yourself falling somewhere in slavery where you don't even know how to navigate.
Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
Crazy.
I thought that was so profound. I love Ben Shapiro. He speaks truth whether you like it or not. And he offends everybody. He still speaks his truth. You know what I mean? And he's very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that was so profound. This statistic is alarming, y'all. 20% to 70%. That means 7 females out of 10. 7 females out of 10 are single mothers. Why and how did that happen? Again, I'm going to say this again. Of course, we know that there are external factors. We know that, okay? But when the fuck do we hold each other accountable for all this shit, okay? When? I'm not just speaking on melanated women. I'm speaking on the men too. But men now are scared, not scared, apprehensive in speaking to Black women, melanated women. I hate the term Black. I hate the fact that people still call themselves that. I mean, we can't keep going back to slavery to say why we're in the condition now. In the 60s, there was such an emphasis on family unit, okay? Family unit. This was the, groups like the Black Panthers was starting that school breakfast program, all right? We cared about the community. Somewhere between then and now, let's face it, music has a big influence on teenagers and preteens. It has a big influence, okay? A big influence, all right? Television, the media's most powerful, I would say hypnotizing tool, but magical tool. You see what I'm saying? And who is monitoring what these kids, I'm seeing kids as young as 1 now with the electronic devices. I've seen it time and time. I'm like, why do they need that? Why do they need to I asked one of my friends, we had to get her one because she was taking off. Why are you letting your child, your 6-year-old child, take your phone without consequences and play on it? Why are you not having discipline there? Again, at some point, we have to hold each other accountable. At some point, this is how this land was able to be taken over. This is one of the ways, okay? This is one of the ways. And the Moors are guilty of a lot of that. That's all I'm saying on that. You got to do your own research. Oh, man, y'all went off in the comments. People keep acting like now it's time for Africa to come up, but having been there, I don't see that happening for another hundreds of years, if not 1,000. Damn. Please, Christopher, explain, elaborate, please, on what you mean by that. I'm very interested in what you have to say about that. Right, Caribbean women. I was the weird one for protecting the ladies, and ladies looked at me like I'm a simp. That wasn't a word back then, but I don't know what the word was. But yeah, you try to be protective of a woman, you get looked at funny. My issue with him was the jab conversation, how he was outraged about the jab. But aside from that, he has some good points. I'm about 60-40 when it comes to him. I'll send you the clip as well. Please do. Please do. I'm always wanting knowledge, always. All cultures build on both the nucleus family and it takes a village to raise a child idea. We have neither at this point. Absolutely not. Yes, I use melanated myself. I fight calling us Black. For one thing, polygamous relationships have become a hot commodity where there's no accountability for your resilience of what a relationship actually is versus a monogamous relationship. Great point, Elegant Granny. It's a major influence indeed. Meg Thee Stallion, all these gender manipulating propaganda. Absolutely, this gender bending, gender confusion. You can think yourself into another gender bullshit. And they are promoting it. And now they're promoting these big red boots. If y'all knew the origin behind the big red boots, you'd be like, what the fuck? Okay. And since that jab thing, they have been doing rituals right in the masses' faces. I made a post today. Those of you who are Facebook friends with me should have seen this post by now. I'm going to share it now, where I show what they're doing. I said, if you don't see it by now, you're just not paying attention. I said, Grand Rising, nothing to see here. They continue what they are doing because they know none of you are paying attention. Have a great day. I ended it like that, but this is what I showed here. Look at this. Y'all see all this red? This was the weekend, the halftime show. This was Shirley Ralph. Okay, let's do it this way. This is the weekend, the half. Where did this come from? And what's the origins behind it? Shirley Ralph sings the Negro National Anthem in all red. Rihanna, pregnant Rihanna. Everybody has on white around her. What about that? Okay, what about that? This movie was talking about clones. Okay, the people you see are not the people you see. These kids, they look up to these entertainers and they are there to guide these kids, these children. They are there to guide them, to have a major influence on them. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing also Elegant Granny and More Soul. I'm seeing it trying to support that poly propaganda. I have one wife, y'all seen her. She is enough for me. I couldn't have more than one woman if I wanted to. I mean, as much work as it is taken for me and my wife to get to our comfortable lifestyle now, I just don't see doing that with 2 and 3 other women. I just don't see it. I can't imagine that, you know? But if you have the finances to do that, and then other niggas is doing it to get pussy, it is what it is. That's what it is. I know some so-called magicians that did that and promoting it heavy. You need to do this, sis. I mean, lame motherfuckers. I said what I said. Oh, okay. Thanks for the clip. More soul. How long is this clip? Because if it's
control of their money with a secure bank.
If it's not long, I'll show it here. I missed this. I didn't know that Ben Shapiro said something about them fooling him. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's like 10 minutes. I'm not show this here. I'm gonna look at this privately. Thanks more so for pointing that out to me. I'm going to look at this though. All right. What is your prediction? What is your prediction for the future? And have you tried to ask the tarot? I have not. I have seen. I have known for a minute that it was going to get bad. I think I said before, I was not aware of how bad it was going to get with us. I knew it was going to get bad. And Azazel Bey told me, he told me out his own mouth that women would get more rebellious. He said that years ago to me. He said they would get more rebellious, and he was teaching a class on the war that started in the star system of Orion millions of years ago between men and women. That's what he said. Then he pointed me to a movie. He said, Alien versus Predator. Okay. He said it has been this way for millions of years. He was teaching a class. I don't know if he ever stopped it, but once he put that in my ear, I started my research, and it just opened my eyes wider. You know what I mean? I was like, wow. No, I have not tried to ask the tarot. I don't know what I'm gonna find if I ask the tarot. So I have not. Also, the ignorance off the charts in general over there. Ah, okay. I get it. It's lots of work for one woman. It is. Shit. I can't picture two. I can't. I just ain't built like more souls. I ain't built for it either. Peace, Rayshawn, Justice. What's up? What invasion are you referring to? I forgot that I put that as the title. All right. So if you've been paying attention, finally off that topic, because we spoke, 30 minutes on that? If you've been paying attention, supposedly they are shooting things out of the sky. Okay? That's what I was talking about. I thought it was going to be a couple years down the road. Looks like they're ramping it up. All right. The alien invasion. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Project Bluebeam can be researched online. It has been going on for years. Okay. So they're getting you ready to show some kind of major event in the sky. Remember, I'm always telling y'all to look up. Say, look up and pay attention. You know, I'm seeing people always like this though. Glued to this. You know what I mean? That's what I was talking about. I mean, you got you got all these trucks now spilling hazardous material all over. I said this at the beginning of this broadcast. You got these trucks now having these chemical spills. Are y'all paying an attention? That's what I'm asking. Someone else sent me a clip in my inbox today and said this shit is getting insane. Here we go. Let me show you what she sent me. All right. Show you what she sent me. Look at this. Another train derailment. Another one. This time in Detroit, carrying hazardous materials. Okay. And somebody said, can someone tell them to not chemically nuke Detroit too? Okay. All this stuff is leading to a point, y'all. That's all I've been saying for the past 3 years. All this, I don't get it. I don't get how some people can just go about their lives and all this shit is happening. There will be an event this year. How big? I'm not sure. I don't think Ohio is the main event. Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree. Ashe, Oliver, McNeary. No lie, I'm ready for it to happen. I'm tired of people not believing. I'm there too. I'm there too. I swear I am. You know, to be fair, I do both. I look up and I'm on the phones reading though. Always in their phones, distracted. And every time they pop a balloon, some type of dust, gas molecules come out of it and disappears into the air. How else is they gonna do this? Look, y'all, I'm telling y'all. So if you think about it, these, whatever they are, they're able to traverse space and time, right? Space and time. And yet these pale motherfuckers are able to just shoot them out the sky. Like they ain't got advanced weaponry. They come from other civilizations. They can travel the stars. And yet these simple motherfuckers can just shoot them down. Fucking door pause. People will believe whatever they are told. But if you believe that shit, I got some property I want to sell to you. I really do. Yes, Faith, there was a train derailment here in Texas. Yep. Basically, we at war. Basically. Silent weapons for quiet wars. Exactly. I'm just saying, y'all, Black Swan event. You know, something's going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. To see it play out, that's the fucking, it's not hard. It's just like, you motherfuckers believe this shit? They can tell y'all anything on the news and make you believe it. And the thing what gets me is how benevolent acting they are. These the most evilest motherfuckers in history. And yet they act so benevolent about it. You know, like you're not affecting people's lives. You see what I'm saying? I highly recommend The Magicians. Now that I'm watching it again, oh man, it's great. It is great. The guy Elliot, who's on there, he said something that I thought was so profound. It was so profound that I wrote it down, and that rhyme. He said, magic is only as good as the magician who yields it. Magic is only as good as the magician who yields. That means What you put into magic, you will get out of it. If you are a dabbler, you are not going to get far at all. Okay. If you dedicate your life, you will get a lot out of it. Okay. But you got to be built for it. At some point, you got to put the work in. At some point, you can't go to people like myself or other YouTubers to get all your information from. You actually have to research. You have to experiment. You have to read. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to do all that. All right. The other thing I wanted to talk to y'all about is composite grimoires. I'm the only one that I've heard say this. I'm not crediting myself. But there is such a thing that if you get a grimoire, some of these grimoires, these magic books have more than one system in it. All right. Like this one, The Russian Occultist, Thomas Carlson. Excellent section on Kabbalah, excellent section on Clip-Off, excellent section on Goetian. Okay. So you pretty much get 3 grimoires in one. This is what I like to call a composite grimoire. Okay. It is an excellent, excellent book. It is. You're trying to, even if you just want to learn one of these, like the Kabbalah, he goes to, I think, he just describes it. The Tree of Life, he goes pretty far with it. Tree of Knowledge, and he goes into it. So this is one of the books I'm talking about. Composite grimoire. You want to get your hands on this one. Swiper, no swiping. The U.S. been communicating with ETs though, and one of my buddies who's in the Coast Guard always told me the tech we have now is always years behind what's in the military. Absolutely. The technology is far behind. Okay. They show you all the time on TV, on the shows. Like one I can think off the top of my head is American Horror Story. The one nobody liked. I'm like, are y'all kidding me? Did y'all see what they were putting in there? And they showed when they came in contact with people. They've been in contact with ETs for a long time. They showed it in American Horror Story. All right. Season 10. You think the U.S. knows its boundaries? It's hard to say. I got a site for you where you can get some books more so. You'll thank me later. I promise you, you will. Nor Otherworldly, Very of Earth. I've been getting into that show. It's great. Yes, The Magician is a great show. They already tested by releasing the so-called non-poisonous gas in New York subway a couple of years ago. So it stands to reason all these other things are coming to play now, right? She's way deep in the Magician series. I think we're still on season 1. I think the PDF has the full book more so. Heard me talk about this book a few times because if you're trying to learn a particular system, this is one of the best ones. But I've talked about this one, the Book of Black Magic. All right. Not only do you have, I think you have the Goetia in this one too. The Goetia, and I think the Grimorium Verum is in here. Yep. The Grimorium Verum. And the Grand Grimoire. That's 3. They tell you about composite rituals, the Seals of Solomon, and they even got Olympic spirits of the planets in here. The rituals of Transcendental Magic, the Arbitel of Magic. This is a dynamite book. It is one of the old classic ones. This is what I like to call a composite grimoire. There's another one that you should have. Remember, I'm always looking at the old ones. Fuck the new ones. Fuck these new age ones. Okay? These are all, those new ones are all about getting a buck. These actually give you what you need to know. Okay? Yes, the alien season of American Horror Story. It was short, but it gave you so much that they have done. Check your Google Drive. It is there. That was the book you invoked the demon Sorath. Quite a few demons in here. Quite a few. All right. And you know who that is. Okay. That is the Baphomet. You know who worships them? You know who uses the Baphomet as their god? Not gonna tell you. Figure it out. Talismans, demonic talismans that you can use. Book of Black Magic, y'all. One of the classics. Edward E. Waite. He wrote many books on Egyptology and Egyptian magic. Okay. You always got to pay attention. When you're looking at grimoires, pay attention to the authors. All right. That's going to give you an idea of do they know what they're talking about. It's the same with the pharmaceuticals. By the time a new drug hits the streets, it's been tested 50 to 20 years in institutions on people with no rights to say no to be used for tests. Yes, they always behind. Even Farrakhan, when I was in my Nation of Islam phase, Farrakhan said something. He said, by the time they show you technology in movies, it's already 5 to 10 years old. He said, nothing they show you in movies is new. Nothing. It's always old technology. Okay? Always. This is what they do. And they've been doing it for a very long time. Another composite grimoire, Secret Lore of Magic. I realize I may have spoken about these before. I get that, okay? But if I'm pointing them out, you should get it. If you're serious about this path, you should get it, okay? Again, we got the Grimorium Verum, okay? Grimorium Verum. Spells and clavicles. These are the Seals of Solomon. I'm wearing one. This one. Pentacle of Jupiter. Today is Day of Jupiter. Notice I'm wearing both blue and orange. Okay. The Key of Solomon. Most people just refuse to fucking read. Look at what I did here. You know what this says? I'll read it to you. I'll read both parts to you. The person into whose hands the manuscript may fall is cautioned and adjured not to part with his secrets to anyone who may be unworthy because of the power said to reside in its pages. This is the general rule in relation to the secret doctrines of magical and alchemical works. Okay, they took it seriously, unlike these motherfuckers of today. All right, you must take the greatest care that this key of secrets does not get into the hands of the foolish and the ignorant. Okay, these were warnings that these older grimoires had. Okay, it warned you. It warned you. Remember, I'm always talking about discernment. Always. Last book. Voodoo Secrets from A to Z. I don't think this is in print anymore. Robert W. Helton. Okay. You will meet some more Loa in this book. Okay. Papa Agove. Agove. All right. Talisman of Khufu. Okay. There are so many. Remember, I'm talking about voodoo magic, not voodoo the religion. Here's a Talisman of Razuli. Okay. Talisman of Simalo. The Loa in here you've never heard of. Don't think that there's just 7. There's way more than that. Just like there's way more angels than the 4 archangels. There's way more than that. There's a nice encyclopedia of angels. An encyclopedia. That's how many there are. Templars, figure it out. Yep. I don't have that book, but I'll get it now. I've been buying heck of kind of books. Magic, the books you send me in the email, the files are corrupted. I checked a few times. Sorry, I don't remember to text you. Give me a list, an itemized list of the ones that we emailed each other, and I'll see what I can do. Magic, you have amazing supplies and materials in your online store. Throw up your store link. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. Where am I? Here we go. The Book of 5,000 Spells. I like that book too. All right, people. People get ready. You ever heard that expression before? Get ready. Okay. You thought the past 3 years was something, they're ramping it up again. Okay. They can't have you getting comfortable and enjoying life. That would be just too much. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm going to end this broadcast. I adjure you to, if you're going to take this path seriously, I wish more people would. Okay. It is obvious who the dabblers are and who doesn't take it seriously. Okay. This is one of the reasons I ended the Facebook group on Facebook. I ended that group because the same people, of course, were doing the rituals I was handing out. The same people were commenting. It was people there just lurking. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for that. This is a serious subject matter. I take it seriously. If you haven't noticed by now, I've been on here 8 years now. YouTube says 10, but I go back 8 years. You know what I mean? Just doing what I can to spread the word. The gospel according to Magick LaCroix. Remember that. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Thanks for listening to me vent, because it did sound like a venting kind of session here. I just needed to get that off my chest. Hopefully y'all were listening. Hopefully you do your research. Hopefully you paid attention. All right. And I will see y'all next time. I will have the missus back. Looks like she is in high demand right now. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay. As always, have a great rest of your week. I am the one and only Magick LaCroix. All right. See y'all next time. And as always, namaste. Oh, let me thank you all. Okay. Have a great evening. Faith, More Soul, Tosh, Kunami, Moonfeather, Caribbean Grimoire, Kenya, Elegant Granny, Christopher, who else? Papa Ken, Katrina, Oliver. If I missed you, it's not on purpose. I tried to shout out everybody, but thank you all. I'll see y'all next time, and I'm out for real. Peace.